Welcome to Snapbook, where we help you unlock powerful ideas from the best books out there.
Yep, no need to wade through hundreds of pages. We do the heavy lifting for you.
Today, we're taking a deep dive into a book that's all about turning challenges into opportunities.
That's right. We're talking about book title.
Now, what's this book really about, and why should you stick around for the next little while?
Think of this episode as your cheat sheet. You get the core ideas, the key insights, and we'll even give you one practical thing you can try out this week to put these ideas to work.
No fluff, just actionable stuff to level up your life.
Exactly. And if you've got a book you'd like to see us tackle, drop it in the comments.
All right, let's jump into book title.
This book kicks off with a really intriguing concept, almost a paradox. The obstacle is the way.
Okay, that sounds a bit cryptic. What's that all about?
Well, the book draws inspiration from figures like Marcus Aurelius, the Stoical philosopher.
Oh, yeah, the Roman emperor who was big on resilience.
Exactly. And it argues that the obstacles we face, the tough stuff, those aren't roadblocks. They're actually the path itself.
Interesting. So not just dealing with obstacles, but seeing them as part of the journey.
Precisely. The obstacles, those challenges, are opportunities for growth, for learning, and for actually achieving what you set out to do.
So it's about changing how we view those difficulties, not just trying to power through them.
Absolutely. Like, take Marcus Aurelius, right? He was dealing with constant wars, plagues, betrayal, all kinds of craziness. But he didn't just see those as bad luck, as things to just endure. He looked at each one as a chance to, practice virtue.
Each challenge was like a training ground almost.
Yeah, a training ground for resilience, for wisdom, for courage.
So it wasn't just about getting through it. He was looking for how each obstacle could actually make him better.
Right, like, could this make me stronger? Can I find a new direction from this? Could this give me a better foundation?
It's a pretty big shift in thinking, to go from surviving to actually seeing the value in a hardship.
Huge shift. And the book is clear that this isn't just about being optimistic when things go wrong.
Yeah, not just putting on a happy face.
No, it's about, proactively looking for the hidden opportunity.
Not, oh, well, this isn't so bad, but how can I make this good?
Exactly. It's asking yourself, what's the unexpected benefit here? What advantage can I get from this situation?
I remember the book had a great story about a king who put a boulder in the middle of the road.
Oh, yeah, I remember that one.
Most people just complained or went around it, but the one person who actually tried to move it.
They found a reward hidden underneath.
Exactly. It's like the obstacle itself can contain what you need.
The book argues that a lot of the biggest obstacles we face nowadays, well, they're internal.
Yeah, in our heads.
Exactly. It's our perceptions, our reactions. And that's where this idea of the obstacle is the way becomes really powerful.
Because those internal roadblocks, those are the ones we can really work on.
Right. You use them to develop your inner strength, to test yourself, and to ultimately come out on top.
So that's the core idea.
The foundation.
Now let's get into some of the key insights.
The what and the why.
First up, the discipline of perception.
Yeah, basically learning to control how you see things.
That seems pretty fundamental.
It is. The book makes the point that your perception actually shapes your reality.
Okay, how so?
You get to choose how you interpret what happens.
We do.
You bet. And that interpretation, that's what dictates how you react and ultimately how successful you are.
It's not just what happens to you, but how you see it.
Precisely. Control your interpretation, control your reaction. Simple, but not always easy.
Definitely not easy.
The book uses John D. Rockefeller as an example here.
Oh, yeah, the oil tycoon.
The one and only.
Yeah.
Specifically during the Panic of 1857. When the whole financial world was going haywire.
Yeah, pretty chaotic time.
Total chaos. And what's so insightful about Rockefeller is that he learned a major lesson during that crisis.
What was that?
He realized that the market, well, it's unpredictable. Trying to make decisions based on, fleeting emotions, that's a disaster waiting to happen.
Especially in a panic.
Exactly. So instead of freaking out with everyone else, he trained himself to stay rational, to be disciplined.
Which is probably easier said than done when everyone around you is losing their heads.
For sure. But that ability to stay calm, to see clearly, that paid off big time for Rockefeller later on.
How so?
When other people were driven by fear or greed during market swings, he stayed composed.
Level-headed.
Totally. And because of that, he spotted opportunities that everyone else missed.
It's that whole be fearful when others are greedy and greedy when others are fearful thing.
Exactly. He developed this incredible resilience, this ability to adapt and not get fazed by the chaos.
And the book emphasizes that this wasn't something he was just born with.
Nope. It was a skill he built through going through that intense pressure of the 1857 crisis.
Trial by fire.
He even said he was grateful for those tough early experiences.
Wow, that's a perspective.
He saw them as crucial lessons, even though they were painful.
And the book makes the point that plenty of people went through that same economic turmoil, but very few reacted like Rockefeller.
Right. Most people just got swept up in it.
But he actively trained himself to find the opportunity in the difficulty.
Yeah. He didn't just see it as bad luck. He saw it as a valuable education.
That's a pretty powerful way to look at it.
It is. And the book provides another great example of the power of perception, but from a totally different angle.
Okay, I'm intrigued.
The story of Reuben Hurricane Carter.
The boxer who was wrongly imprisoned.
That's the one. Even in that situation where he was totally stripped of his freedom, he still had control over his mind.
He could choose how he reacted.
Exactly. He didn't let himself be eaten up by anger or despair.
That takes incredible strength.
It does. He understood that even when everything external is working against you, you still have that one freedom.
The freedom of your thoughts.
Exactly. So, takeaway number one from this insight. You always have a choice in how you respond to what life throws at you.
You can choose to get overwhelmed by negativity, or you can choose to be more like Rockefeller and Carter.
To practice that discipline of perception, you see the advantage, the right path, even when it's tough.
And you don't let fear cloud your judgment.
Precisely. You can learn to view even the hard stuff with a sense of rationality.
Maybe even as a chance to learn and grow.
Exactly.
Okay, moving on to the second key insight from book title.
This one's all about keeping your cool.
Steady your nerves.
Yeah. Cultivating that calmness when everything around you is going crazy.
Especially when you're aiming high.
For sure.
Yep.
The book argues that staying calm under pressure, it's not just a nice to have.
It's essential.
Totally. When your nerves are shot, that's when you make mistakes. You lose focus on what matters.
Makes sense. The book talks about Ulysses S. Grant as a great example of this.
Yeah, the Civil War general.
He seemed unflappable, even in really dangerous situations.
Bombs exploding, windows shattering, nothing seemed to shake him.
So what was it about Grant that was so remarkable?
The book talks about how he was just so steady, always focused, giving clear orders, even when everything was chaos around him.
It wasn't just bravery, it was control.
Yeah, like a deep sense of nerve control. It was almost like he cultivated it.
That's fascinating. So what exactly is nerve in this context?
It's like defiance, control, and acceptance all mixed together.
That's interesting.
It's about refusing to be intimidated by the chaos.
To not let it get to you.
Exactly. And staying laser focused on the task at hand, even when it feels like everything's falling apart.
So it's like saying, I'm not going to let this get to me. I'm going to keep going.
Exactly. And it's not about pretending it's not happening. It's about acknowledging the reality and choosing not to be overwhelmed by it.
Accepting it, but not letting it control you.
Precisely. If your nerve holds, then in a way, nothing that consequential has happened.
Because you didn't let the chaos take root.
Yeah, your perception filtered it out, so it couldn't derail you.
So it's like having this inner strength that the chaos can't penetrate.
Exactly.
All right, that's steady your nerves.
Staying cool under fire.
Next up, we've got control your emotions.
This one's all about focusing on solutions instead of just reacting.
Which, let's be honest, is easier said than done.
Totally. But the book really highlights how panicking leads to bad decisions.
When emotions take over, it's hard to think clearly.
Exactly. And the book brings up astronaut John Glenn as an example here.
Oh yeah, the first American to orbit the Earth.
The one and only. And what's so interesting about him is that he managed to keep his heart rate really low, even while orbiting the Earth in this tiny capsule.
Talk about pressure.
It's insane.
Yeah.
But he was actively in control of his emotions.
He wasn't just enduring it, he was managing his reactions.
Exactly. And that allowed him to focus on all the complex tasks he had to do.
It makes sense if you're not freaking out, you can think more clearly.
Totally. And the book asks this really thought-provoking question. When you find yourself worrying a lot, what are you missing?
What solutions are you overlooking because you're so focused on the fear?
It's a great point. Worry uses up so much mental energy that could be used to find a way forward.
It's like you're so busy being scared that you can't see the way out.
Right. And a lot of times, the solutions are right there, but fear makes you blind to them.
It's also helpful to remember that most of the situations we face, they're not actually life-threatening.
True, even though they might feel that way.
Just remembering that can help calm you down.
Totally. The book even suggests saying to yourself, I'm not going to die from this.
It sounds simple, but maybe that's the point.
It is. It brings you back to reality and stops you from spiraling,
Okay, that's control your emotions.
keeping your head when everyone else is losing theirs.
On to insight number 4. Practice objectivity
Trying to see things as they truly are.
without all our baggage and biases.
Exactly. It's about separating the facts from your interpretation of those facts.
Like something happened, and then we layer on our judgments about whether it's good or bad.
And it's often those judgments that cause the most trouble.
That's where we get stuck.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The book brings up the samurai Miyamoto Musashi here.
Oh, yeah, the legendary swordsman.
He talked about the perceiving eye and the observing eye.
What's the difference?
The observing eye, that's a strong one. It sees things clearly without all the distortions and exaggerations.
And the perceiving eye?
That's the weak one. It gets clouded by our biases and assumptions.
So one sees things as they are, and the other sees them through our filters.
Precisely. And it's that clear seeing, the observing eye, that empowers you.
Makes sense. So how do we cultivate that observing eye?
It's about stripping away those judgments, the assumptions, all those automatic emotional responses.
Trying to see the situation with fresh eyes, almost.
Exactly. The book suggests that sometimes taking a step back, looking at things from a more detached perspective, can actually be the most insightful.
Like not taking it so personally.
Right, because so often we create problems for ourselves by clinging to how we think things should be.
Instead of just accepting how they are.
Exactly. And the book recommends this interesting exercise.
I'm listening.
Take whatever situation you're struggling with and imagine it's not happening to you.
Like pretend you're just observing it from a distance.
Exactly. And ask yourself, would it be easier to see a solution then?
That's a good point. When it's not happening to you, you're not so emotionally invested.
Exactly. You can think more clearly, see options you might not have noticed before.
So it's about gaining perspective, not suppressing your emotions completely.
Precisely. And this ability to be objective, it's a skill you have to practice.
Like a muscle you have to work out.
Exactly. The more you work at it, the better you get at seeing things for what they are.
And that makes your perception an asset, not a liability. Okay, let's move on to the 5th key insight. Is it up to you?
This is about focusing your energy on the things you can actually control.
Which feels like another classic piece of Stoic wisdom.
It is. The book really stresses how important it is to separate what you can control from what you can't.
And to focus on the things you can actually influence.
Right. Your choices, your actions, how you respond to things.
Not trying to control the events themselves.
Exactly. The book uses baseball pitcher Tommy John as an example here.
The guy who had that groundbreaking elbow surgery.
The one and only. He made an incredible comeback after what everyone thought was a career-ending injury.
But he didn't dwell on the negative, did he?
No way. He focused on what he could do, the surgery, the rehab, all the hard work.
He had this incredible determination.
He did. And even later in his career, when the Yankees cut him at 45, he still focused on what he could control.
Showing up, training hard, demanding a fair shot.
Exactly. He didn't let circumstances define him.
And the book points out that a lot of successful companies were actually started during tough economic times.
That's right, like during recessions.
Which kind of shows that external factors, they don't have the final say.
Not at all. It's how you respond, what you do in the moment, that really matters.
So when we face a challenge, the first question should be, what can I actually control here?
And that's where you put your energy, the rest, let it go.
That's a good rule of thumb.
It is.
Okay, we've covered 5 key insights. Before we move on, let's take a minute to think about a practical takeaway for our listeners,
Something they can try out this week.
based on what we've discussed so far.
All right, so this week, when you hit a snag, when something doesn't go your way.
Which, let's face it, happens to all of us.
Right, instead of immediately going to that place of frustration or negativity.
Take a pause.
Exactly. And see if you can find at least one opportunity in that obstacle.
One thing you can learn or grow from.
Maybe it's a new skill. Maybe it's a new perspective. Maybe it even points you in a better direction.
Even a small shift in how you see it can make a big difference.
Totally.
Okay, that's a great takeaway.
Simple, but powerful.
Now let's get back to those key insights.
We've got more to unpack.
Insight number 6 is think differently.
Actively searching for the opportunities that are often hidden within the obstacle.
So this builds on what we've been talking about.
Yeah. Once you've got a handle on your emotions and you're seeing things more objectively.
Then you can start to reframe the obstacle.
Right. Look for the potential benefits, the positive outcomes that might be hiding in plain sight.
The book talks about Eisenhower during World War II, doesn't it?
Yeah, during the Battle of the Bulge.
When the Germans launched that surprise counteroffensive,
Right. Instead of just panicking, Eisenhower saw it as a chance to trap the enemy.
he flipped the script.
He did.
Mhm.
He saw that the Germans had overextended themselves, which made them vulnerable.
And that's what allowed the Allies to win that battle.
It was a brilliant move. And it
Mm.
shows how our initial perspective can really blind us.
We get so focused on the problem that we miss the solution.
Exactly. Our assumptions and preconceptions can hold us back more than anything else.
So how do we break free from those assumptions?
The book talks about how we often get stuck in this idea that things should go a certain way.
And when they don't, we see it as a setback.
Right. But the reality is that every situation, no matter how tough it seems, there's always some opportunity for action.
Even if it's not the action we expected to take.
Exactly. The book uses the example of a difficult boss.
Oh yeah, we've all had those.
Right. Your first instinct might be to just focus on how miserable it is.
And how much pressure you're under.
Yeah, you get reactive. But the book challenges you to think differently.
To see the opportunity even in that negative situation.
Exactly. Maybe you learn what not to do as a leader.
Or you develop resilience, or maybe it even motivates you to find a better job.
All valid points. Or think about that frustrating computer glitch that wipes out hours of work.
Ugh, I hate when that happens.
It's the worst. But maybe it forces you to redo the task in a better way.
Maybe you find a more efficient method, or the end result is actually better.
It's possible. Even a business mistake can be a learning experience.
It helps you refine your strategy.
Exactly.
So the key is to not get lost in the initial negativity.
Right. Acknowledge the difficulty, but then look for the opportunity.
What can you learn? How can you grow?
Precisely. And that's what thinking differently is all about.
It's not about what happens to you, it's about what you do with what happens.
Exactly. You turn setbacks into stepping stones.
Well, this deep dive into book title has been incredibly insightful. It's amazing how these ancient principles are still so relevant today.
Yeah, it's a pretty mind-blowing. This idea that the obstacle is the way, it's a powerful way to approach life's challenges.
And that practical takeaway, to look for at least one opportunity in every setback, that's something we can all start doing right now.
Absolutely. It's about training your mind to be more resourceful, more resilient.
So that's a wrap on our deep dive into book title.
Hope you enjoyed it.
We hope these insights have given you a new perspective on how to face challenges.
Remember, the obstacle itself isn't the problem.
It's how we see it and how we react to it.
Exactly. And that's something you have control over.
We'd love to hear your thoughts on this.
Yeah. What resonated with you?
Are you seeing any obstacles in your own life differently now?
Let us know in the comments.
And if you have a book you'd like us to unpack in a future episode, let us know that too.
We're always looking for new books to explore.
Thanks for snapping in and diving deep with us.
Now go out there and see what opportunities are hiding in your challenges.
Keep leveling up.